Gabriel Gran. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
Okay.
Short for it, sorry.
All right, not a problem. So currently live in California, but I'm from North Carolina area. Grew up in Chapel Hill and lived in Greensboro for a while. So yeah, I've been out there trying to do things for a little while now. Um, so yeah, the basic premise of my short was a young poor boy who's in a series of nightmares to realize that he's being operated on uh, for an old rich man to survive.
Nice. Did anyone have any questions? Yes.
Yes.
It was an interesting style. How did you come up with that, filming wise?
I shot everything with DSLR, so it was all HD. And after I was editing it, I tried to do just black and white for what was supposed to be real, and then color for everything that was a dream. But when it was all in HD, I wanted to do something that would separate it more, so I converted it to VHS using an old RCA TV and redid it to try to give it a more dream feel, because I felt like if it was all in HD, it wouldn't feel like it was a dream. So that was just something that I ran into after I edited it and felt like it needed to be stylistically different from the second part.
Nice. Any other questions?
Where was it filmed?
I filmed it in the industrial district in LA. There's an area where there's a brewery and a winery, and there's some artists have studios, so I rented it from this guy named Kevin that runs a studio called Dystopian Studios. So I just rented out his studio for about 3 days, and then built the walls and everything in there and just did it all in there.
Yes.
I appreciated the development of the story. I couldn't see where it was going, and then it came pretty clear. But that was good.
Oh, I thank you. I appreciate that.
Any other audience questions? Well, I have some.
Okay.
So, how did you get into filmmaking?
I mean, I had a friend that went to School of the Arts, NC School of the Arts.
Mm-hmm.
And so we wrote some stuff, and we didn't really produce anything while we were here. And then after I left, and I was in California, I figured since I was there, might as well try. So I went to a couple of public access TV stations, helped out people with their shows and everything, and then met some friends in school, and they were just doing things, so we all help each other out type thing. So they got actors access and all the stuff, so there's easy to find, actors and things like that over there. So
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
yeah, it's a little bit easier. But I actually got the pig heart. That's what it was, like a pig heart from the Carolina bio. You know how they give it all out for all the like biology classes and things where they dissect.
Cool. So
like,
that was
eyeballs.
a real
Yeah.
prop.
Yeah, it was a real pig's heart that was preserved. Because I went that route instead of trying to create like a gelatin. or
Yes,
something.
well, it looked very realistic. So, about how long have you been doing this as a band? Because you said, you just look younger than some. So.
Oh yeah, I've been doing things with people and doing my own stuff for I guess 4 years about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice.
So yeah, every time I can save up a little bit of money, I start planning to do something.
Nice. Well, like with Heart's Desire, did you have a budget for that, and how much?
Yeah,
Approximately, if you don't mind us asking.
yeah, I did have a budget. one good thing is I'd always say, especially if you can't afford like insurance or go through a rental company, they usually charge you safety deposits that are equivalent to the actual price of the thing itself. So if I went to a camera store and I wanted a cinema lens, you know, the safety deposit on it would be $8,000. You know, but you buy insurance and you pay a $500 deductible and you get $1 million worth of insurance. But if you don't want to go through that, I use borrowed lenses. It's basically online rental, and they'll ship it to you, or they have pickup locations, and you just pay a nominal damage waiver fee, and it covers everything except theft and water damage. So it's a better way to get around, I've found, than getting rental equipment. Because until I figured out about that, I was kind of stuck with stock lenses and kind of just improvised lighting and stuff, and they have lighting kits and things that you can rent. So I found that to be very helpful.
Nice.
But anyway, what was the question?
Oh, just like an approximate budget.
Oh, approximate budget. Oh, yeah. So, like, the rental equipment, like I said, it's probably with the lights and the fixed aperture lens I got for a 4-day rental period. All that stuff together was probably about, like, $350. And then I built the walls in there. And with all the wood from Home Depot and stuff, each wall ended up being around, like, $20. So the big cost was actually renting the studio from the guy.
Yeah.
So that was like $550 or $600. So overall, with the tiny props and stuff, it was probably like $1,000.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, something maybe a little bit more than 1,000, something around there.
Yep. And then I imagine time is money, and it took you probably longer to edit the end cut.
Yeah, definitely. It took me, I think, like 5 months to edit. I did it last year before October, like right before October. And then, yeah, it took me a while to edit everything. And then, like I said, before I figured out the VHS thing, I just kept changing things because I wanted it to be different. So until I finally settled on everything, then
Nice.
yeah, so it definitely took a while.
Did you write the film?
Yes, I did.
Were there any obstacles that you had to contend with before reaching your vision?
In the pre-production, like
Yeah, was there anything that, or even during production, you had to alter things or change things?
Yeah. I feel like it's sometimes it can always be hard, especially when you're working really low budget and you have actors that are working for free and you really want to cater to their schedules and everything. There's a lot of factors that come in where scheduling issues and what days certain actors can be there at the same times. A big obstacle was the first day I didn't make the walls yet, so I did all the operating scenes, all the scenes in black and white first, and those were the most just with the pig heart and like the more props. Like I wanted to create like a fake flesh thing on the chest, and that was tough to do on the first day because it was the more intensive in that respect. But yeah, there's a bunch of issues always. Like you create a shot list and you might have like an absurd amount of shots, like 70 shots, and then you're like, this isn't going to work. So definitely had to improvise and just get certain angles and just go with those instead of trying to get every single minute like variation of a same shot. But yeah, there was definitely moments where it you definitely have that feeling of like, oh, we got to kind of drop some of this stuff and we need to get what's important. So yeah, there's definitely some of that going on.
Nice. So what filmmakers have inspired you?
Oh, I liked a lot of the 70s and 80s. I like John Carpenter a lot. A lot of his Big Trouble in Little China, The Thing, just all of his practical effects that he uses are just really, really nice. I like Clive Barker, Hellraiser, Rawhead Rex, and Nightbreed, just all Dario Argento. Any of those Italian 70s horror movies that got all the crazy lighting with blue and red, and they're completely dubbed over, and they have nice like hand-piercing effects or like eyes falling out, just all the practical effects kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's, I'd say, like anything in that kind of genre is.
Nice. Well, I could definitely see the influence in your work. So, and what's your all-time favorite movie? Do you have one?
Oh yeah, I mean it'd probably be The Thing,
Mm-hmm.
but then I also like Reanimator, and I'd say those are probably my top two, like go-to.
Cool. Nice. So, do you have any projects you're working on now or future plans?
I do. It's really funny. I was telling Patricia when the first short that we watched, the monster short, came on.
Mm-hmm.
As a lot of it went through, I was like, this sounds kind of familiar, like this plot. And I'm actually working with this actress right now who was one of the more peripheral actors in that
Oh.
short. And she was telling me about the fact that she went to go see this somewhere. And she was telling me about the plot, and then I was watching this, and I saw her, and I was like, oh, this is the one she's talking about. This is it. So that was really cool. That was really fun.
Nice, nice, awesome, cool. So, how do people, if they want to follow your budding career, do you have like a website?
Oh,
or-
yeah. I just have a YouTube channel that I upload everything to, which is just my name, Gabriel Gran.
Awesome. Well, unless anybody else has,
The lady doctor's glare at the end, was that a natural for her, or did you have to pull that out of her? I loved it.
Norma, she was really good. Yeah, I just told her to turn and look at the camera and just give like that stoic look, and she was able to, do it. So it came out really nice.
Both of you on that one.
It came out nice in black and white and everything with the lights on the glasses. It was definitely like one of the signature
yeah,
shots in it.
awesome. Great. Well, thanks for coming out.
All right, thank you,
and
Sue.
just it was great to meet you,
Yeah, it was nice
and we
meeting you
look
too.
forward to seeing more of your work. And hope you have a great time while you're here in the Outer Banks.
Thanks again for being here.
All right, thank you.
Take care.